Are we recording everywhere?
We good?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hells yeah, dude. Look at this. We got a special setup this week.
Yep. Welcome to That Checks Out
with Gabe and Felix. We got a special guest this week. We're pretty stoked on it. We've been trying to get him on for a while. We'll introduce him after we do a Trickster Will video.
Hey, Gabe Felix I keep saying a whore. Damn it. Hey, Gabe Felix and potential guest. I was gonna donate, but that. Nope, can't swear. Got messed up, so I'm walking home. I know y'all advertised you're doing a show. It would have just passed. I hope that went well for y'all. But my question this week is, if you could, the same vein as horror movie stuff, if you could get like the powers of one, like supernatural, so like Jason, Michael, even Pinhead, something like that, what would you pick? Have a good rest of the pod.
Well, so the thing about the supernatural thing, I'm assuming he wants something from like a horror movie. I don't watch horror movies because I'm a little baby. Damn.
Sorry, it was wiggling a little bit, and I was like, I want to.
Sound like you were starting a motorcycle over there for a second. But like with the superpower I would want to have, I don't want to be like one of the witches off of what's that one
Hocus
show? Charmed?
Pocus? Oh.
No, Charmed. It's like it's TNT's version of, of Hocus Pocus. But no, one of those Charmed ladies.
That'd be all right.
One of those hot sisters.
That just sounds like a nice way to say gifted or special needs. One of those Charmed ladies.
Do you get gifted and special needs confused sometimes?
All the time, dude. Well, especially with like the PC world right now, how PC the world is, you can't say, like, you have to say that autism is a superpower now, essentially. And again, Kanye was 5 years ahead of the game on that one.
Like, I mean, aren't
Fashion,
all gifts
music? What can't he do?
Aren't gifts special?
Exactly.
So, and don't you need special things? So special needs.
Well, when I went and had my evaluation,
which special need would you want the most? All right.
Do you get a handicap tag if you are invisible? Because, like, I feel like you should.
All right, let's just do it. Taylor, which
yeah. Well, we got to introduce him as a guest, dude.
Taylor Trickle. Impresario, if you will, of all things Valhalla Media, standard issued company, Echo Arcade Music. And what am I missing? What don't you do?
I don't know, I'm just trying to stack it as much as I possibly can.
I was about to say
something else. I'm looking for something else to get into.
Podcast mogul. I guess that's up next.
Wichita's sexiest man 2024.
I mean, he can win it a couple years in a row.
I didn't say what other years he's already won it.
He's been doing it for a couple decades at this point.
You call me old? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, seasoned? Hey. You got a little salt and pepper over there, you sexy boy.
No, he doesn't. No. It's all pepper and a little cayenne.
No, but Taylor, you've helped us a lot getting things rolling with this pod and everything. So first and foremost, thank you with all of that stuff, getting us with all of it.
Of course, dude. Of course.
And especially shout out to like Shane and Ash and Lane and
the whole crew.
And the whole crew at Valhalla that's all helped us
it's
get to this level.
It's been a lot of fun, and you guys helping us out along the way.
People want to imitate us. Not naming any names, though.
No name drops.
They think they can do what we do.
If you think you can do what we do.
But no, you do a lot of things. So what are you doing right now out of all of the 15 million things that you're doing? What is exciting you the most about the next portion of the project?
Man, I feel like it's tough because I kind of want to go all the different directions.
Right.
But I think what I'm most excited about is I just got back from Spokane, and that's where Shane is at, my business partner that's helping me do all the things. But he's stationed out there with the Air Force right now, and so I'll go out there every once in a while just to kind of like daydream and plan what's coming up in the next few months or so. And just got back from there last week, and really we just spent a lot of time like, all right, we've been going for 5 years now as Valhalla, so how do we kind of like change it up a little bit to like reignite some passions of ours, that fire that we had in the beginning, because you know it's tough when you get in the business world. You're like, all right, we just got to do this to make money.
I'm glad you said that, because even this, I'm just like, damn it. On Saturday at 2:00, I have to be here and do this pod. And it's like, I love this thing, but it's like, damn. But no, go ahead.
No, I think it's what we're kind of looking at is like, all right, what have we done that's worked in the past 5 years, and what have we done that, you know, didn't work so well, or maybe it worked but it wasn't where we wanted to go.
Right.
And so we sat down and really just kind of rethought our entire company, rethought like how we do things, why we do things. And so I would say that's the thing I'm most excited about, is just that we're at this spot of our entire team is not proud enough to be like, yeah, we got to figure, you know, they're not going to say we got to figure it out. They're going to be like, you know, all right, it's time to change. It's time to push some things forward. So I'd say that, and I know that's pretty vague, because it's literally like, well, that's what I'm most excited about, the things that I can't really tell you about. Right. But no, it's really just the things of like really tightening up in areas that we've just kind of let go for a little bit, because we were just go. But now we're going to start working on some stuff for ourselves too. Right.
Which I feel like I end up saying that a lot, and it's not like I'm trying to hide something. It's just like I have inklings of information that I know that I might be doing this thing and this in a couple weeks there, and this thing might fall through. And it's like, it's not that I'm not trying and I don't want to tell you. I don't have enough to tell you.
Exactly.
At least that's my experience with it.
Yeah, I do that a lot, because it's like, and it seems like one of those little social media trickster things, like, well, I can't tell you yet or whatever. But it really is like, one, you don't want to jinx it. You don't want to be like, I'm not going to tell the world.
Don't tell everybody.
Exactly.
So we've been working on a lot of things like that, really tightening up our team. So we've got I'd say not the biggest, but one of the best teams that I feel like we've ever had.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
They're just strong. They're like, everybody on the team is like, believes in the vision. And then we have like people that are still on the team, but not on the day to day. So, and they're just like solid. Anytime we need them for bigger projects, you know, we'll schedule out our own team, and it's been great. It's been great to see like their growth and their excitement for where we're headed.
Yeah, and it's fun too, just because like me being around all the time, because for the viewers that don't know, Taylor and I have been friends for
15 million years.
Forever. Since the dawn of time.
They met before me and Gabe met, so I'm a little jealous. So that's all I'm saying.
I could always just steal them back. Don't worry.
I know, and that's what worries me a little bit. Luckily, you're busy enough. And he's a handful, and I can take care of it.
He's a lot.
You've got like 4 other companies, a whole ass family to take care of, and I got this one. All right?
We were talking about it the other day on the 4th. I went over to his house, and we were just sitting by the
Oh, okay, you didn't tell me.
Well, you were doing things.
Hey, don't put my business out there. That's one of those things I can't tell you about.
But like, when I come in places, he just knows I'm a certain way.
Yeah.
And some of the other guys are like, I thought we didn't do that. Like, I don't know. Gabe's my friend that I can't have on speakerphone.
Yeah, he is that one. I always take off speakerphone. Yep. I look around the room first. Like
it's fun being that friend. I like
it's
being that guy.
It's a good time.
It's a good time, yeah.
But no, seeing every different era of, we talk a lot about how our comedy and podcast, everything has gone through seasons, and we're currently in season 2. I think we're about to wrap up season 2 and move into season 3.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know what that looks like, but I just have a feeling that we are. But like seeing every different season of Taylor post car sales.
Yeah.
You know, because when we met, we both worked at Super Car Guys, which is a shady car dealership. It wasn't always. It used to be.
I was definitely about to start singing their jingle, and I was like, never mind.
Shout out to Dale.
Forever known.
Forever. And the crackhead ad guy they had, too.
Yeah, he was ended up got in trouble for selling a bunch of meth.
Yeah, people were like, no, he's making a documentary about drugs, and then he got popped, and I was like, no, he was doing drugs.
Yeah, straight up.
Real intensive method acting. That's what I call that.
He was the best in town, man. Best in town.
Nobody could match his energy.
In fact, he was super at it.
Nobody with that many teeth could match his energy.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so we met there, and then after that was when I think the fire in you for just content, photography, whatever, you were like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then we had a friend falling out for a couple of years, but it wasn't even a falling out. We just didn't talk a ton.
Yep.
Yeah. Because we were never on
weird
bad
time.
terms. That was just a weird time in all of our lives.
Yeah, it was like we ended up the mending of the friendship was at Warped Tour.
Watching Mayday Parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the All Forever Love Mayday Parade.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
Exactly.
Oh, isn't that
See, and Felix has seen Mayday Parade with me too.
Dude.
They opened for All Time Low.
He's like, I did.
I have no idea what's going on half the time at these shows. I just end up screaming.
Yeah, but he loves ska music.
I love me some ska. Because we were at the concert, Sum 41, but the Interrupters opened for him.
Dude.
Shout out to the Interrupters too.
So good.
Oh, dude, he just found out on 4th of July, and he's so upset about it. He goes, "Have you heard of these guys that puts on Joey Valance and Bray?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you showed up during the Interrupters to Sum 41."
Man.
And he's like, "Are you kidding me?"
And I just discovered them too. Like I was just like listening, like these guys are dope. Like
You
it's
could have
like,
found out about them 2 months before.
gosh. And then he's like, "Oh, you didn't see them?" I'm like, "When?"
What do you mean? They
I was
were
like,
here?
I was about to look through their tour, figure out when I could.
Past dates, Wichita.
In May? What the
I quit.
No, it
I
was
quit
on
life.
April 20th. It was on 420. Wichita, 420.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a second, I was there.
I was there, but I was not there.
Yeah.
It was 420. I mean, was anybody there?
Was anybody really there?
No, so you get to use your creativity in all different forms to provide. And so, like, I think that's a really cool thing. And we get a version of that where we do a lot of comedy. It takes up a lot of our time. And even with
Most
what you
of
do.
it.
Exactly. The creativity is what fuels us, but also it has, like, a form of stability with it, too, that not a lot of people understand, where it just feels like, oh, you just get to make stuff all day.
Yeah.
But it's also really, really hard. So like
It's a lot.
Exactly. Talk through that, like on a daily basis, where it's just like, yeah, sure, I got to make a bunch of videos and edit and put music to stuff and whatever else that you do. But also it was like, that was an exhausting day, and I'm tired, and it was this BS thing happened after this BS thing happened. So kind of talk through that process for you.
Yeah. I mean, literally right before the show, I had to run up to Standard Issue and had to figure out the Wi-Fi was acting weird, but also there's some other fishy things that I won't say on the camera right now.
Is it the Russians? What's
No, it's not the Russians.
Is he Russian?
It's the bourgeoisie.
It was interesting.
I don't know. I'm gonna pretend like I do until we get to the end and I find out.
We'll pretend the whole
some
time.
devious shit, okay?
Somebody had a devious lick. All right.
Oh yeah. So I had to fix that. I have to fix devious things, and it's actually in my job title now. I had Shane change it.
Devious situation fixer.
Slayer. Can we just have it Slayer? Devious situation Slayer.
Slayer.
When you get your DSS card, you're
No, I am licensed to deal with devious shit, so.
they're just like, oh yeah, let him in. It's like the two guys with a ladder that they just like can go in anywhere.
Hey man, we got some devious shit in here. I'll call the DSS guys.
Oh dude, this is why we haven't done a podcast. I get too distracted.
So, have you not watched anything we do, even not on camera?
I'm surprised I've even got 2 questions out. Dude, this is crazy.
We haven't answered him, but we're gonna.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We never answered Trickster Will's either. Freddy Krueger, I want to go through dreams.
Oh.
No, I think.
Just ruining wet dreams. Constantly. Showing up as Freddy Krueger like, you about to come?
Never again.
I can't sleep. I cannot sleep. But yeah, creativity.
Yeah.
How's the
So I think the
how's the flow going?
it's going great. What's great right now is I now have like the side of the team that's underneath us that is just really like the groundwork for the company. So in the season that I'm in currently is I'm like called like the chief creative officer of what we do. And so that is basically anything that's creative is going to be like ran through me at the end to make sure that we're like at the same, like this is a Valhalla film. This is, no matter what client we work with, it needs to be like, that still feels like Valhalla, even though it's the brand, you know?
Yeah.
And Ash kind of works very closely with me on that and like making sure like we don't let anything slip. But the day-to-day is literally like Lane is doing most of the editing these days. We got this dude Owen that has been helping us out a lot. That's not out there yet, but
it will be on Tuesday.
And so
it's just a formal announcement. We do press conferences.
If he doesn't watch the podcast, he doesn't know.
Okay, good. Don't tell him.
You have to listen to the podcast to know you like your job.
It's like that whole thing where like the teacher said, if you read the instructions, it tells you that you don't have to take the test.
Yeah.
If you don't read the instruction, you take the whole test, and then at the end you realize, oh, I didn't have to. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Anyways, no, I think it's great because we've got like a design team. That's working on graphic designs. It's working on logos and stuff for Standard Issue. I do a lot of the design for Standard Issue right now as well. And then Ash and I are really like everything that's creative within Valhalla and Standard Issue are both things that are like Ash and I kind of run those right now. So we're kind of at the spot. Wow. Spot of like, how do we expand? How do we take that next step? So getting the team functioning the way it is, where I'm not really the guy that's editing as much anymore. I'm not the guy that has the hands on the camera every single time. Right. That's just helping us a ton because I can't be everywhere at once, even though I tried for so long.
And you were for a hot minute there, dude.
Dude, it was like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, I got it. I can do it. Now it's like, dude, I can't do it.
But it's also like that speaks to like where we're at is because I feel like you and me are like a million places at once on any given week, and we're finally hitting a stride where we can say no to things now.
Well, I even think it's kind of like the blessing and the curse of being liked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that like where and being good at what you do too is that you need to be a lot of places at once because whether it's your opinion, your work, it's going to be valued wherever else it is because people know they need you in this spot and this spot and that spot too.
Yep.
It's hard to ask that person to do all of that, but also it's like, yeah, I want to do all of it too because I'm going to be good at all of it.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
and you can kind of like control the standard, you know. Like,
exactly.
It's one of those things like even if you're working with like your best friends, sometimes they don't see the vision as clearly.
Exactly.
They don't understand all the nuances of the way a film should look, feel, sound.
Right.
And that's where I'm like, okay, I've got a team that's actually like, honestly, I learned this from Kyle O'Neill way back. And this is a musician thing that I've lived with from then on. And now I put it into the companies. Was literally like, he said, I surround myself with musicians that are far better than I am.
Yeah.
Is because he's like, I'm strong in vocals. I can kind of play guitar. I can kind of play keys. I mean, he was good at all of them, but you know, he was like, but Stephen Powell can shred on the guitar.
Oh, Stephen Powell shreds, dude.
And you got Augie on a drum.
Yeah.
You know, like surround yourself with people who are better in these areas. So like when I look at our production team right now that's doing most of our editing, I would say Lane is stronger than me in a lot of areas. Owen is stronger than me in a lot of areas. And together, like, I mean, I can't keep up.
Right.
I've got Lane that's like so focused on visual effects and killing it. Owen just knocked out a music video that I'm like, how the crap did you even think like that?
Right.
And how did you get the camera in that position? I'm like, dude, let's go. So I finally that's what I'm like living with is like Ash has her strengths that I'm not even going to touch, you know?
Right.
And so everybody kind of focusing in their area that we are the most strong. And it does help me to be everywhere at once because I'm like, my hands are in it, and like the team knows the standard we have. The team understands it, believes it, and understands the vision. Now that doesn't make it like we still have things in our company where like, how do we be more clear? How do we help our team understand more purpose and more? And I think that's like you always are doing that, always evolving that, always teaching that. But I mean that was my biggest learning moment in Valhalla, and even with Standard Issue is like, okay, there are people that are just better than you in these areas. That doesn't mean you're weak. That doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. It means like, okay, that's what a leader does is delegates in the right direction.
So much of my life is sports. So I have to put them into that category. But like every dynasty in football history or basketball history has multiple Hall of Famers. It's not just the quarterback that carried them to the championship or whatever, or the head coach or whatever it is. It's also the defensive tackle and the whatever else it is. There's a lot of people. You need a lot of people around really talented people to make everybody else even more talented to go further together and all that. bullshit. I hate little cliche sayings, but damn it, sometimes they're right.
But dude, like, what's so strange to me is, okay, like, so I didn't do sports growing up, but so many people did, and they work in like a team environment. Yeah. And then they get out into like the world, and they're just like, I don't have a team. Like they're just like, I got this. I can do it all myself. And so that's weird for me when people they just like stop thinking in that team mentality. Right. And maybe it is because they don't have the team walking with them.
I was even thinking, there's been a lot going on recently, but I didn't go to college for what I do now. I'm not a professional broadcaster in that sense. But at the same time, I feel like people who go to college and take the time and the money and whatever it is for the valuable education, and by the time you're done with it, you're like, I know everything because I spent the money, I spent the time, I did whatever it was. I was drunk every Saturday at noon on my way to football game. Whatever it was that you did it, so you know everything. Right. Whereas people who end up in fields like more, maybe not more successful, but like doing what they want to do, it's like I'm more willing to learn from whomever else it is, and throughout different experiences and situations to find myself in a better spot. I learn by doing and touching, and better than I do by listening and reading and whatever it is. So I'm more willing to learn and do it that way and keep my mind open in general, as opposed to somebody who just went to school and figured it out that way.
Right. Like I'm the same way. As like, you're a visual spatial learner. Remember when we went through all my ADHD stuff?
Yeah, you're special.
You
have the superpower I want now.
I want Gabe.
I just want to be
Choose
Gabe.
your character.
Like, dude, it's taken it probably took 27 years for me to start to get a handle on what's going on up here. It's wild. But no, just like, to what you said about like delegating different tasks, but also getting people to delegate to that are confident in their ability and won't take offense to being like, no, I don't want you on this, I want you on this. Right. When they're, because you get a lot of people, I think most people that don't understand the creative process want to do all of it. Yep. And then like, it's half-assed the whole way through, even the one they're good at, because they had so much other stuff to do. And so if you can just like acknowledge your own strength and be like, and then it'll get to the point where you can be like, hey, I want you to do this. And they're like, oh, I've been really struggling with this. I'm trying to learn it. So if you still want me to do it, I'll do it. But I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. I'm not confident I'm at the level you need me to be. Right. And like that humility to acknowledge, like, this is what I'm good at, and this is the part that they want me for, and I'm going to give that 100%.
Well, I even think it's kind of like self-awareness cutting both ways, where you know what your weaknesses are and know where you need help, but also you know your strengths, and so focus on those and allow other people who at things that you're not good at, let other people do that. Right. So I mean, it's not perfect every time. I mean, and at the end of the day, we're all people. It's not going to be perfect. I mean, has a movie ever gotten 100% on Rotten Tomatoes? I mean, Wizard of Oz has.
The Godfather.
Citizen All right. Fine. I made a bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying, guys. Yeah. Damn it.
No, I think,
does the Bible have a typo in it? No?
Probably. Some version.
All right. There's a mistake even in the good book. All right.
Typed by a man.
Well, nowadays it's going to be typed by AI.
That's true. Dude, I wonder if how the AI would like translation, like rephrasing and translations.
That could be interesting.
Say this as if it was written by Matthew McConaughey. Ooh. All right.
Look, man, God had a son. He came on down.
No, he's doing the Jim. You remember the Jim Carrey parody of the Matthew McConaughey Lincoln commercial? He's like, I got this booger in my hand. Keep rolling it for some reason. Am I going to eat it or flick it out the window?
I think that
it's shiny
every time now.
It's shiny.
And I do this.
I do that too.
So I'm always thinking that especially if I do it in a car, I'm like, oh man,
I got this booger in my hand.
Flick it off. That's disgusting. I'd much rather just eat them.
Just get a Bible translation into like what's the generation that like runs social media right now?
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Oh yeah.
Get it. Gen Z
Zoomers,
speak.
baby. What's up?
And then Jesus went on to Mount Skibbity Riz of the toilet monster or whatever.
Scooby
I don't know what skibbity means.
I think it's like skibbity doo da da da. I think that's what it's
Like
supposed to be.
Scat Man?
Yeah. So I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, well,
I'm old for Gen Z too.
yeah.
So like I'm
young for a millennial, but
removed.
I know none of these things. I always learned them from Dakota when he was living in my basement.
Right.
My brother. I learned all the things from him. He'd be gaming, and I'm like, "What did you just say?" And he's like, "Oh, that means cool." I'm like,
Yeah, I just realized that ham meant hard as a motherfather.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Hard as
Jay-Z and Kanye have a song called Ham. Ham,
Really?
hard as a motherfucker.
I'm old, dude. I played way too much football. I got my head knocked around way too much.
That's what's wrong. I've been wondering for a minute.
Among the many things, we can start. It starts before I was even born. My mom had a car accident the February before I was born in July. Everything. Everything was knocked around to begin with. The eggs were scrambled before they even cooked. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I'm a mess. It's a problem. I should see somebody.
Been saying that for 2 years.
Hey. I don't want to talk about it. Jesus, I have these migraines.
God.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. So, we talked a lot about Valhalla and everything. You mentioned that you do a lot of the design work for Standard Issue. And what's it, having a storefront? And I mean, obviously anybody can come in and downtown Wichita a little crazy. But and other than like that side of everybody,
right?
But like sometimes you're like literally just working on something on your laptop, whether it's whatever it is, you're working on something, and then somebody comes in like, "Hey, how much is this shirt?" And it's like, "Yeah, no, I love this. I love both sides of this business and what I do, but also it's like, hey, stop! I'm doing this. I don't care about this T-shirt right now." So like, what? Why do you hate it? What is it?
I would say on the sales part, I'm not that guy.
Okay.
Like I'm not the guy. Like I mean, I have to be that guy, yes. But I don't want to be that guy.
For sure.
So I think that the biggest wrestle for me is like when I'm down there working on Valhalla, especially right now, because Becky is transitioning out of the store and into she's got another job, so that's gonna be good for us. Good for her, and so, but also like that means I'm going to be at the store a whole lot more.
Right.
But what I can do is in that meantime, I can kind of develop the culture that I want our staff to have. I can develop like how do we greet people when they come in the door? Because I'll be real honest, I am the guy that likes to say, "What's up, man?" And then I'm like, if they have a question, they're going to ask me.
Right.
You know? But sometimes people just wander around. They're like,
wait for you to be like, "Can I help you with anything?"
They're like afraid to ask the question.
Yeah.
And I got to get out of that mentality. So I got to be like, all right, let's be more friendly. So that's something I realized over the past couple of days as like being in there yesterday, actually just yesterday, I was like, okay, I'm going to change the way I talk to people.
Right.
Blaze is in there right now. Dude, Blaze is like a freaking champ. On the sales floor, that guy will sell you the floor. Like
you want this hardwood?
Panel,
I'll get it up right now.
I'll get it up right now. Just pulls a pry bar out of nowhere. Just.
I mean, he's got plenty of places to hide things, bro.
Now we do charge a loading fee, so
free entertainment watching him load it too. Pull it over his shoulder, bro. No, I think just the balance right now is I have a love for I guess you could call it the fashion industry in a way. You know, like I have a sense for or a love for the sense of like Wichita is always behind. Like we always talk about that. Like Wichita is never caught up to what the coast is at. The coast has already changed again before we even like get caught up.
Right.
And so what I really love is like being a part of like educating people. Right now we just have like basically men's clothing. Like we're a men's store. Eventually we'll expand and that'll be something else. But what I believe in what we have right now is helping men just feel more confident, helping them, whether it's you getting your hair cut, because we have the barbershop in the back. The guys can help you like figure out how to do your hair. Like, dude, I had curly hair my entire life, never knew what to do with it. And I'm just like, Braden literally walked me through how to fix my hair so it doesn't get like frizzy. And I'm like, okay, I learned this from my barber. And so the education piece of helping people. Like there's this dude Luke that comes in and he just trusts probably anything I say. Yeah. And that's scary because I could just like fuck with him and then like, all right, bro, like that looks good on you.
Right off the edge of the cliff.
But no, he's literally like, okay, he's like, if you say this looks good, and I explained like why it looks good, and he even was like, this last time, dude, he was actually, because he was always weighing on like, should I get a medium or a large? Like, does the oversized fit look good on me? Or should I just stay more standard? And I pushed him to oversize it a bit, and then he loved that. And so when we got in our t-shirts, he was actually telling me what he loved about them, like how they fit in the arm and how. So I'm like, oh, he gets it. Like, and so I love watching when you help a guy just feel more confident in what he wears, in what he is, how his hair looks. There's so many times like, dude, does this look good? Does this look good? Like I'm trying to like, I need that like affirmation, I guess, you know, and but a lot of dudes do that. They need to know, like, does this hat go with this shirt?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you should not wear that ever. But I don't know. I love that part of the industry, and we're working on a lot of things of designs that are coming that are be really cool, full custom stuff. Like we're going to be building our hats from the ground up. We're going to be building our t-shirts from the ground up. So that's all. We'll have to come back on the podcast.
For sure. Well, and I think a lot of that too comes from like growing up in the punk scene.
Yeah.
Because
DIY.
Shut up, punk.
DIY. I mean, 90% of the time I'm wearing a band shirt.
Yeah.
But I know what bands, like I know bands off the top of my head that historically have terrible merch.
Yeah.
Jimmy Eat World, first one that comes to mind every time. They've never had good
Cross
merch.
them off the future podcast.
And
you just walk right past there.
No, we'll have them on the podcast. We'll sit in the middle, and I'll be like, let me design your merch.
Can't wait for a 20-minute podcast in 8 years.
But but also like going to the merch table and being like, hey, can I feel that shirt before I buy it? Because you buy so many shirts, you know, like from looking at it, you're like, I don't think I'm going to like that fabric, or I don't like the fit of those.
I think that's just autism, guys. I think that's
I don't know.
I want to touch it. Let me touch it. Which is fine. That's a completely fine thing. But also, it's autism.
Like this shirt pleasantly surprised me because I felt it and I was like, I'm not going to like the fit of it. But then I put it on and I was like, it's actually like nice.
What's crazy is most people, until you show them the difference, they have no idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I take our 100%, like it's a ring spun cotton, like this shirt is what I wear almost every day. Now let's take you over here. This one that it's a cotton poly blend or whatever. And then you'll feel it and you'll be like, oh.
Right.
Like, this one's probably going to end up shrunk up and weird in the dryer. And then this one's going to, like, if you take good care of it, it's going to last. It's going to look good. It's going to wear well. It's going to fade properly.
Yeah, not going to get all ripped and cracked and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
But if this shirt, like a quality shirt, like over time rips and cracks, it actually still is quality.
Yeah.
It still like looks good. And somebody will buy it for $150 one day and call it vintage.
Yeah.
All right.
That's our spiel.
I still think you guys are autistic as hell, which is awesome. I love it.
One of these days.
No, you want to talk about the autism part. It's when I get to the weight of clothes.
Bro.
I love a heavy shirt, dude. I love a heavy shirt.
I would like to talk shit, but I did just call a hat heavy last night.
Did you?
I called that,
Was that heavy or was that just like Gen Z?
No,
Gen Z heavy.
Nah, it was like, man, that shit heavy, dog.
It's real heavy, bro.
That shit heavy as hell, dog. No, it was heavy. It was hefty.
Nah, man, that shit light.
That light work, man.
Dude, we should do like a outfit Felix one time,
dude.
Show you like the two differences.
I was gonna say because I like easiness. I don't like to make a lot of choices,
dude.
Because I've got a lot of things rolling through my head all of the time.
Yeah.
So I've worn the same black T-shirt with the exception of today because I was like, you know what, gray. Let's be
gray. It's a gray day.
Be exotic, you know. That's where it was the color gray. Whoa. But no, I wear the same black T-shirt and shorts or to shoot whatever it is, and I'm wearing an SI hat right now. And I love this hat. It's my favorite fucking hat in the world. But I wear hats all of the time. I just keep it simple. And when I go on stage, it's just like look at me from jokes, not for like this fun T-shirt that I'm wearing. And so like maybe that's a lot of it in my brain, and it's just every day and it's simple, it's easy. black matches black. And
Right.
I'll leave it alone. Not today. But like, it's a lot easier for me. And so like, I mean, I try to spice it up a little bit, and I think I look like a nice guy, but like, I mean, it's what it is.
Yep. Well, that's the beauty, is something that I'm working on is literally developing the standard issue, like basically, so it would be like your blank t-shirts but they're just a good quality t-shirt. They're like minimal branded. They might just have like your hem tag or or literally just like standard issue Co, like small. That might be it. But in like colorways that we choose, that is like, this is the cream color that we like, this is the brown, this is the green. And then we could even sell those in like 3-packs, stuff like that, you know, like, so my overall goal is like, I don't wear a lot of crazy shirts or things. I like literally wear the same shirts every single day. And then summer, I guess I break out these like terry cloth things.
And in the winter, it's a flannel.
Exactly. Like, with the favorite t-shirt.
And I like it. Once winter comes, I'm a big hoodie guy. I'm hoodie. I've got a different color hoodie for every color of the rainbow. Like, I'm a big hoodie guy. So I mean, the summertime gets a little reductive, but winter, or fall to winter, big guy time, baby.
You're like waiting for it.
Yeah,
dude. I love summertime, but I love when you can start wearing layers again.
See, that's my favorite.
See, to me,
so good.
I hate when people say that I love when it's like 100+ degrees, because you're lying. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, because there's no way to be comfortable. There's no way to be comfortable, because you can only take off so many layers, and all of a sudden your dick's out on Broadway.
Exactly.
And then you got to go home after that. You got to go home after that.
You're probably going to jail.
Well, not on Broadway.
On Broadway. No, because you're the outliers. Most people got the tatas out.
That's right.
You're the guy with the dick out, and that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do in the wintertime? Cuddle up next to the fire with a good book.
There's lots that you can do.
And a good person.
And a nice hot cocoa.
That's my stripper
Heated
name.
Blankets.
That's my sexy stripper name, Hot Cocoa.
Hot Cocoa.
Except in our alternate universe, we're Bobby Light and Sexual Chocolate. Or not Sexual Chocolate. Black Lavender.
Black Lavender. I just don't like that you end up being Rob Dyrdek and I'm just your security.
Yeah, dude, I'm Rob Dyrdek.
You just get to be the cool guy, got a shoe brand, a show on MTV, and I'm just like, I got him.
2 shows, 3 shows, 4 shows on MTV.
What, Fantasy Factory, Ridiculousness,
Robbin' Big.
And
then there's another one that's called like Awesomeness or something. It's ridiculousness, but like
cool things happening.
I guess they land it. I don't know.
It's a lot less satisfying.
Not as fun to watch.
They're safe.
I think it's like when you go to a bar and they've got Chive TV playing, and it's just like people doing cool kayak stuff.
Yeah.
I'll lock into Chive TV.
Dude.
I will lock in. Onion rings.
I literally only see that at Dempsey's now. So I go to Dempsey's, it's always on the TV.
Always on.
In the basement.
But you're always locked in on it. You're like, that was really cool.
People try to talk to you. You're like,
you're like, no, dude.
Dude, because they used to have it on at the Looney Bin, and when we'd have our midnight mic in the north lobby and everything, it's like a little small room. People try to come up to me, like, "How was my set? You like me? You like my jokes?" I'll be like, "I like this guy falling off of skateboards. It's fun."
Look at these idiots on the ice.
To hell
like, you were the guy who fell off the building, right?
No,
I was the guy on stage.
The guy on stage making the whole room laugh. Sure you were.
I thought you said you had a video on here.
I don't recognize you.
Who are you?
Are you on TV yet? You're definitely not on Chive TV yet, you stupid idiot.
Not even on TV in bars.
Oh man! And so you're making music with Echo Arcade, and as I understand, it's a newer project with a lot of different things that you've done in the past, a conglomeration of different things that you guys have done, or you have done with different people along the way. And I guess my question is, and maybe it's easier for me to understand because I'm a comic, but writing a joke just kind of happens. It's just kind of something, you see something and you're just like, and write it down. And for you, maybe it's like a little lyric that you're like, I like the way those words sound together. I like the way that you're just strumming on the guitar. I like the way that sounds, whatever it is. But like, is there more of a lack of a better term, scientific process to it that you can just to like churn a song out? To be like, I got one out today, and it may not be perfect, but I'll work out the kinks later. But you do have this one little line, and then all of a sudden you got 4 more. Is that such a thing?
Yeah. So I would say this every song is a little different. You know, it's probably like every joke is a little different, and it stems from something a little different.
Yeah. The good thing about songs,
usually I get a lot of my jokes from wiggling my penis in the mirror.
That's how I write my songs too. I don't use a guitar pick.
That's how he gets his song so vulnerable, dude. You can really feel it.
Every time you hear my song now, you're gonna think of different.
Rhythm of my heart.
The tempo is gonna change. You're like, how the hell?
Hey,
How'd he bounce it off his thighs that fast?
Put it away, man. Hey.
Just using it as a metronome.
A great song. Get a pick next time, damn it. Oh, man.
No, but the
It gives Taylor Trickle a whole other meaning. All right.
the cool thing about songs is you can test them on your own.
Yeah.
With jokes, we think they're funny, but we don't know until we say it into a microphone.
Even then, I'll call him and be like, hey, how do you like it? And then he'll be like, that's real funny. Then I'll use it the next day and be like, oh, nobody else likes it but us.
Okay. Must be advanced humor.
Not
And
doing that
sometimes you think something's real funny, and then you tell all your friends, and they're like, you should never say that again. And now you just ask random people, how do you steal two chainsaws?
Have you heard this one?
No.
How do you steal two chainsaws?
How do I? What?
How would you steal two chainsaws?
I don't know.
You turn one on. Damn.
See?
No, you turn it on because when you're walking out of the store, nobody's gonna get close to you because you got one. It's a chainsaw.
Yeah, but then you got to set one down and turn one on, and it's a whole.
No, you got to set one down, but as soon as you get it going, you got to do it fast. It's a whole thing. Never mind.
Maybe it's how do you steal a chainsaw?
Also-
You turn it on.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Damn it.
Does the chainsaw have like gas in it already, or is the battery charged?
Then you're also stealing that pre-mixed fuel that they have right next to it too. This is turning into a heist.
Look, guys. This was just a one.
So do you have to put on like the employee vest? You kind of steal a vest, and then you at least look like you're filling it up on purpose.
You're looking way too far into this.
No,
but like this is how it would really happen.
This wouldn't really happen. I don't know anybody who's ever stole two chainsaws or even attempted it. Because I feel like Lowe's is a crazy store to be shoplifting from. It's fucking huge.
No, you would go steal it from like an Ace Hardware or something. You could fight everybody at the checkout there.
But also Lowe's.
Why is Ace Hardware cashiers just Walmart greeters?
That's exactly what they are.
And I've never met anybody at Lowe's that actually would stop me. Like I guarantee I could walk out.
Yeah,
it would go, and they'd say, "You're good."
Yeah.
That is a crazy thing that Walmart just does now.
Yeah.
It's like, you can walk out and the machine goes off, and you may have bought like one DVD, but just stolen the rest of everything but the DVD's the reason why everything's going off, and then everybody's like some African greeter that. The greeter at the Walmart I go to is African. It's like, no, go ahead. Go. You are good. Go ahead. You are fine.
What Walmart are you going to?
On West Kellogg. It's on the way to work. No, you're good. Go ahead. No, you're fine. You're fine.
The one of the Walmart I go to has that little jelly cord band that sits right on the fat part.
Oh yeah, with the curls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sits right
fun.
under the fat of the upper arm.
Right under that.
Choking it.
That lunch lady fold right there. That one right there. Right underneath the tricep.
Hey Brenda, how those orthopedic shoes treating you today?
Back in Brenda's day, Brenda was sexy. Brenda was a fucking fox back in the day.
That kid off of The Ringer. Is that a new hairnet today?
Back in 1983, Brenda, woo, Lord Jesus.
Brenda could put it down. Fell on some hard times.
I mean, the mid-90s were rough to all of us, weren't they? You know
Ever since Rodney King, nothing's been the same.
And nothing's been the same with her, you know? So,
we started on Echo Arcade. Dude, this is bad. This is like we start and then.
This is our flow.
This is
okay,
good.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, don't think it's bad.
I'm glad. I'm glad I'm fitting in. Then.
No, this is just what it is. This is what we do. So when you're writing it, like, if I were to say 15 days to write a song, would that be a legitimate amount of time? Like, or is it like?
Yeah.
It's from like start of idea to completion. Is that 15 days or less? I know, like you said, every song's different, but is there like a solid average time?
I would say so. Like, I started. We're about to put out Dead of the Night. I can take a break.
Yeah, we can pause if we need to fix
it. Did it die?
This podcast is brought to you by Mug Root Beer
and Babyface Dentures.
And Babyface Dentures. promo codes in the YouTube description.
Promo code TCO.
Yeah,
So
this guy.
But yeah, we were talking about how writing music goes and like the solid time frame on it, if there is.
Yeah. So there are times where like Dead of the Night, which is coming out soon. I thought I was gonna just like say it's coming out July 24th. That's what I was gonna say.
Wait a day. My birthday's the 25th.
That might be that might have to wait a day.
I mean, it's just 24 hours at that point.
The only reason was because we have a show on the 24th, so we were like, let's drop
Release
it
your little
tonight.
song on your show day and forget about my birthday, even though it had nothing to do with the production.
I wouldn't know it was your birthday anyways until Snapchat tells me.
That's reasonable, dude.
That's literally how I know everybody's birthday.
Honestly, I'm one of those people that really don't give a shit about their birthday. So I mean, you do whatever you want.
He does. It like bums me out because you know me, I'm big on my birthday.
Yeah.
I was like, we're taking 3 days off. We're getting tattooed. We're eating pizza.
I don't like it when people look at me. Stop.
I'm the same way about birthdays, though. I'm like, ugh.
I mean, let's just keep going. Like, tomorrow's just the 26th.
Yeah, I'm
let's
still going to feel the same.
Keep rolling. Exactly. Like, I mean, I'm a day older. Like, it's more, everybody acts like you've aged a whole year and a day. It's just you went from 364 to 365.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
all it is. And that's the part that bothers me. You didn't, all right. I'll leave it alone.
I don't give a shit about how old I am. I just like that there's a day about me.
No, and I get that. I get that. Take me out to dinner. Buy me a cool thing.
I'll cover your DoorDash.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And if anything, it's the relief of like, thank God I have extra $37.53. Thank God.
Mom.
It's coming in a couple of weeks. It's coming here in a couple of weeks. But yeah, no, I don't care about my birthday. But anyway, your song's coming out on the 24th, just to make the whole thing about me, not about me. It's not about me, but it's about me. But your song's coming out on the 24th. I'm sorry.
So that was the plan. I had it scheduled, but then I realized I'm still waiting on the master to get back. So I'm like, well, I almost submitted the wrong song. So
Oof.
That would have been awkward, huh?
Yeah, that would have been weird.
So
this song doesn't say "Dead of the Night" once.
Nope, it's not even the same song. So literally that one
just
though.
Humming. What is this?
Is that a click track? 1, 2.
Who's crying in the back? Is that Taylor crying? Oh, I guess songwriting is
real awkward, bro. So that song I actually started writing like last summer.
Yeah.
And so just the process of it coming together, like it started very acoustic, and then it became something, and then it became another thing, and then it kind of slowly developed with working with Blake Loggins and working with James Conner, and like I'm in love with like the way that this song is coming together and like ready to go. Like I'm stoked. Now there's another song that I just sent you a rough cut of that the ending, and I've been teasing it on TikTok and Instagram, whatever. But that ending I wrote in 10 minutes at the store at Standard Issue. I had headphones on. I had this idea musically in my head. Yeah. And so I just went through and like tracked out a piano, basically 4 chords. Yeah. Started looping on top of that with a few things. But there's this little like loop that I did that just says trying to look back, but I like pitched it up. So it's like trying to look back. And so to me, it was telling this nostalgic thing of like, oh my gosh, all those moments in my life that were like iconic, like whether they were good or bad, like they're kind of being reminisced right here, or, you know? And so all of a sudden then the lyrics came into my head. Like, I can't believe that I closed my eyes when I can't believe that I closed my eyes when it was the time that you realized, like all this like stuff started coming together. And I was like, holy crap, like this just happened. And then I looked up and it was like about 6 o'clock, and that was like I started that about 5:30. And then the other verse I just literally wrote, I was like, I gotta finish that verse. And then I did it, sent it to you, and that song came together in like no time. And Lane has been like, dude, there's something about this song. And Braden was like, dude, that song, he's not a deep guy either. He'll just be like, he's like, dude, that song, that's a good song. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so like there's something about just capturing something in the moment too, that it's just like, I may never be able to reproduce this again in a studio or anywhere else.
And I love you, buddy, but fuck musicians for this reason specifically, because some of our best sets that we could possibly ever have nobody's recording.
Yeah.
Nobody has taken a picture. No, like it just doesn't happen.
Yep.
And like when you're recording something, like you say, I don't want to clip this off or whatever it is. It's like, well, that was a fine set, or it was even shitty. But like even then, it's like you can have. It's funny that musicians get the opportunity to be sentimental, whereas like if I'm not making you laugh within moment, like in the next few moments, then it's like, yeah, I'm useless to you. But like now you might have an opportunity to write a song about writing a song because of like, oh, look how things came together, and it's like you've got symbolism over here. It's like if I'm not talking about my penis in the next 35 seconds, you've lost interest in me.
Yep.
And that you're lucky. And obviously, I mean, I know that there's a lot of different things that go into it, and it's a lot of hard work, and so I'm not saying it's easy, but
dude,
you know what I do know.
There's something though about like you grab an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I posted the full version of Dead of the Night acoustically that I recorded by the pool today. It's up on like TikTok and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get a lot of views on this because you have to watch the video through. It's like almost 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to like just put it out, and I've got more comments even just on that than my other stuff that I've like highly produced because they love the acoustic feel, they love the raw feel, and there's emotion that you can tell with a piano, with an acoustic guitar, and all of my songs start with an acoustic guitar. I always start by writing on acoustic, except this new one that I started with keyboard samples. But so literally there is just a beauty to like, I remember like when I go back to grabbing the guitar, like this feels so natural. And that's what I think most people relate to is like that if somebody's in their natural habitat, if somebody is like, but then when you grab an acoustic and you sing just like raw like vocals, people can relate to that because that's how they, that's how they're like, man, this isn't produced, this isn't perfect, this isn't. And when you show somebody that, hey, I don't have it all together, I don't have it all figured out. Like, a lot of our stuff we push out musically is like pristine because we're nitpicking it. Like,
exactly.
Well, yeah, you got James on production, and he's gonna find everything in the best. And this is not a diss in any way.
No, it's a
He's
strength.
gonna find everything that he doesn't like about it, so he can fix it and make it the perfect song.
Right. Yeah. And in finding like what fits that song perfectly in the sense of like, man, Taylor was really going for like an 80s synth vibe for this, so let's lean into that. But then this time, all of a sudden, Taylor is like back into the pop punk thing. Right. So now we're gonna create this type of song, and he'll study the types of guitar tones, and he'll study like the way the rhythm is written out, and so literally that's the beauty of working with the guys I get to work with, like James or Blake. Is like I have a random idea that's not even in our genre. It's just like, hey, let's do a 21 Pilots kind of vibe and just switch it up. Yeah. And so that's another thing, like surrounding myself with the right people that are better than me. But I think in the sense of like writing a song, like my typical, if I can focus on it, and I know I need to get it out, then it's usually, I don't know, I could get it out in a couple of days, like get it written and then like track a demo. But the thing is like life right now is like, that doesn't even allow for that.
It's just one thing after another.
Right. It's fitted in where like I'm doing those drawings for Goose, and those have just been fitted in where I can. I've talked to you multiple times about a Halloween themed t-shirt that I want to do for you guys. And it's just going to be get it in when I can. Yeah. But also back to Echo Arcade, I think one of my favorite parts about this, because we've been friends for New AM, Into Forever, Miami Over Moon, and Echo Arcade. Yep. The only band I haven't been around for was your one in Hayes.
Clarity.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much me and Augie.
Yeah. So. Yeah, which is basically Echo Arcade. But your vision going into Echo Arcade that we've talked about is like taking everything you loved about every single project and just giving yourself creative freedom to create whatever kind of music you're feeling that day. Yep. And somehow, and I don't know if this is James or Blake or what, and just how they're producing it and stuff, but no matter what style you do on a song, no matter how different it is, you could play them all back to back and there's still a flow for them. And I think one that speaks to creating for yourself, which is so important.
You have to.
Like that art project I showed you, I might have shown you where I was putting corpse paint on just like terrible people. Yep. Like, I don't know if anybody's gonna ever see that, They probably
But
will.
it's fun.
But it's fun for me.
Yeah.
I like drawing corpse paint on Pol Pot and H.H. Holmes and that one guy that shot himself on Russian TV.
That one guy.
I don't know his name, but he did it on TV. I've seen the video. Wild.
Fuck crazy, dude.
Ooh, I'll do one with Ronald Reagan later.
There you go.
Ooh, I want that.
I know you do. I'll put that on a shirt.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want it tattooed on my tummy.
I'll put an upside down cross on his forehead.
I don't want all that.
Okay.
I don't think the guy was a devil.
It was cool until then.
Yeah, I don't think he was the devil. He was just a Republican.
Not that dark. I'm sorry. Not that dark.
I don't know.
I'm not.
I don't know if he's Satan. He just believes in cutting taxes and hurting the black community. All right.
Gosh.
So, if you could look back at like your 12-year-old self and whatever version of you can look back on and say, like, you know, you're living a version of your dreams. It may not be perfect. It may not be the exact version of it, but if you could tell yourself that at age 12, like, it's going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Like, what would you tell that guy about now that, like, he'd be the most jacked up about, that he'd be the most excited about, that, like, you look back on? And yes, I'm trying to make you cry. So let's do it.
Hold on.
Yep. Hey, cut it out. Cut that part out, and we'll and action.
No, I literally think, and some of these things I'm still figuring out, like literally today, is if I could just tell myself, and this sounds so freaking cliche, but it's like so many people struggle with this, is to stop trying to be something that you're not. Even if you're in your lane, like if you're literally like, I know I'm a creative, I know I'm a comic, I know I'm a this, but even in that realm, you can get off track. You can get focused on things that take you in a direction you never wanted to go. But it also can make you kind of lose yourself in a sense of like, you start losing values, or you start losing like whatever. I would tell my 12-year-old self to just be who you want to be, and I know that's vague on that sense, but what I wish I would have known back then is most of the people that I cared about their opinions aren't even in the picture anymore.
Dude,
I don't even know where they are.
Wild.
They might be dead.
Wild.
Yeah.
Like I'm 22. It's only been 10 years, and like I went to school with a lot of the same people. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like it's gone that quickly. Like within like high school.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quickly. Like, I mean, I don't think we realize at times how cyclical relationships is. I mean, it's the life cycle and all that shit and everything. And again, cliche bullshit.
Yeah.
Come up with original content, guys. Let's go. But like, it is crazy how cyclical it's like. And it's not like you ended that relationship on purpose, where it's like we cut it off because fuck you or whatever it is. It's because of like, we go to different schools now. I have a different job. I do different things. Whatever else it is, it's like, yeah, we're fine. But it's also crazy how completely gone. Yeah. Completely gone.
Right.
Yep.
It's like Brennan texted me the other day, and he said, dude, I finally understand Knocked Loose now. And I was like, yeah, you know, I got excited. I was like, I love Knocked Loose. Yeah. And I knew he always kind of liked some of the heavier stuff, but not really. But then I was like, dude, they're so good, whatever. We talked about it for a second. He goes, wouldn't it have been so cool if we would have just liked the shit we liked when we were kids instead of worrying about being bullied for it? And I'm like, dude, yeah. Which, like, getting bullied is what made me want to be funnier, because it's honestly what taught me how to be funny, because if I made them laugh more, they weren't as mean to me. I didn't get my head pushed in a urinal again or something.
You kind of are part of their crew now.
You're like, he's the comic relief. He's fine. He's
a silly guy.
Harmless. We pick on him, whatever. And he takes it on the chin, which has prepared me for blue collar work.
Yeah.
Because if this comedy thing doesn't work out, it's blue collar forever. And I don't know if I can take much more of it.
Put it on a t-shirt, baby. Blue collar forever, baby. Let's ride.
Everybody gonna cry today.
Blue like sadness and Inside Out.
And it's just crazy how like consumed you can become though on what those people think. You stop saying what you want to say because you're afraid that's going to offend them. You're afraid it's going to like whatever. And you get so caught up in this. And then I would looked at my life years later. And I'm like, what the hell was I worried about?
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm still doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
I still figured out how to get here. You know, I still didn't need any of them to do it. And so I'm like, you know, and I still find myself in like, well, I can't post that because well, that doesn't look professional enough, or that doesn't match the grid enough, or that doesn't, like, all these things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want, all I want in my life is I just want peace in my life. I want to be around the best people that I love, that I want to do life with. Like all those other things, they work out. Like when you work hard, you show up, you put your best foot forward. But all the other things,
sometimes.
Just like
it sucks a lot of times.
Most of the time, actually.
Like 99.999% of the time.
As a matter of fact, it sucks right now. Can we get in that?
Like, I just broke myself out of the it doesn't look good on the grid mentality.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so, I don't know if you understand how hard that is to break.
So bad, dude.
Our clips from this podcast showing up on my grid, like, to accept as a collaborator and everything. I'm like, but the picture.
You're messing with my flow.
Pictures, me, but me doing my thing. It's about me. And then I'm like, oh yeah, if this podcast go well, then it is about me, and like it works for everybody. Yeah. But I was like, but like it's about me.
Yeah.
But then it's also
like,
not about me.
No, this isn't quite my personal aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's our content aesthetic, and
right.
So it's still a part of
and
my
it looks
personal.
good.
And
it looks good. It's not like I don't like it. It's just that it's not my.
It's not as personal.
Exactly.
And you got to kind of get past, like, once so your grid goes from like looking perfectly aesthetic, whatever. And then you got to go through the nasty. It's like the awkward stage of growing your hair out. So
exactly.
You get the more raw clips on there, but the more you get on there, the more it looks real again. It looks authentic. It looks aesthetically pleasing. Because naturally, you're even kind of editing your behind the scenes and your other things the way you want. So that was definitely like, obviously, like Valhalla, we try to keep it aesthetically pleasing. Standard issue, aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
But I mean, you look at my grid; it's been off for a while, just because it's literally like I post all of the music stuff. Exactly. My page pretty much is Echo Arcade's page right now.
Right. But also, like, with Valhalla and Standard Issue, it has to be aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Because that's how you market yourself and sell yourself.
Right.
Yeah. The music thing, we're in such an interesting time in music discovery. That's another reason I think Echo Arcade works right now. Like, it's the perfect time for it, because everybody's doing, like, take the pop punk world. Like, everybody's doing a version of the same thing. Right. Yeah. But some of it might be a little more rap. Some of it might be a little heavier. Some of it might feel like front porch step or Midwest emo or whatever. But it's all, like, you hear it and you're like, oh, okay, so this is in my wheelhouse. This is just a different variant of it.
Well, I mean, you even kind of see it, like, in just pop music. Like, I know the music isn't directed towards me, but Sabrina Carpenter and Chapel Roan, I don't see a difference right now. Like, they're just two white girls in a lot of makeup dancing around, singing in high-pitched tones. HOTTOD, what, you know how it goes, hot dogs, right? That's what.
No, that was, They Might Be Giants on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme song.
Well, so what, but you know what I'm saying, where it's like, it's so, I feel like everything in entertainment has been so sensationalized, and the way your aesthetic is, it's more relaxed. It's more, and it's more traditional pop, if you will. Yeah. But it's modern at the same time. It's 2024. It can't be the fray from 06, but also has like the good parts of that. Yep. And I've really appreciated seeing that, even just scrolling through my TikTok or whatever it is. It's got like a solid little
good ass reference.
Hey man, I'm good at what I do. No, but like, you know what I'm saying, where it's like you guys have a strong base in what it is, but it's not based in finding the niche and coring that niche and making sure we do the drag queen aesthetic. I'm not saying that's what you guys do, but you know what I'm saying, where it's like we have to be so ridiculous and maybe not ourselves and maybe just not natural and relatable at the end of the day. But you're still doing something different. Yeah. Because it is not that.
And I think that's when we started Echo, that was our mentality going in, was like, I want to start a project, kind of like you were talking about, that, I mean, I've been in super like calm pop bands,
1975 vibes, dude.
Straight up. I was all about that.
Although
and then it was like pop punk.
to date, the best cover of a Taylor Swift song ever is the New AM's cover of Style.
The link will be down below, huh?
Yep. Followed by I Prevail's cover of Blank Space.
So good.
Close second.
And so, like, I have a passion for creating so many styles of music.
Right.
And I always, because of that mentality of, like, I was caring too much what people think. Like, well, I can't market this band if people don't know what I am. You know, they got to know I'm pop punk and I always had to say that because that's my roots. I'm like, I can't abandon my roots.
I mean, that's what we became friends over was Good Charlotte.
Exactly. Like my harmonies are all Good Charlotte harmonies. I'm like, how would Benji do this? Okay, there it is. I got it. And so what we got to do with this project was we broke it down in the beginning. It was just Augie and I. And we're like, okay, let's bring people in for shows and for writing if we want, but let's take out all of the necessity of having a bunch of people in this, because the more people you add to any project,
the messier it gets.
Yeah, it gets messier. And so we really just honed in, and then slowly just like Augie is kind of like, yeah, tell me what you want, and then he'll like go do it. And so we just kind of like kept pushing, writing some new stuff. But what we wanted to do was have a space where all of our old stuff could live as well. Yeah. So Sounds and Silhouettes, Echo Arcade is the thing, Into Forever, all these bands, we're going to re-release some of these as Echo Arcade onto like an EP or something like that. One, so that when we play live shows, people don't get confused. They're like, well, I couldn't find any of your songs. I'm like, because there are over 4 different bands. So we're going to kind of like bring those together. But the fact that when you're saying like everything kind of flows, like that is super intentional, because it's like, what's our show gonna feel like?
Exactly.
Because we're gonna do Sounds and Silhouettes, but we're gonna do we're gonna do a Stick Season cover. We're gonna so like let's switch it up completely, but it has to flow and it has to feel like us. It has to
I'm
like
singing Noah Kahan. I don't like that.
So I think that's a tribute to the like obviously my voice is across all of them.
Right.
So my voice is like a consistent thing. I'd say we have like across all the bands we have like consistent guitar tones.
I would agree with that.
So it's like it kind of this is 80s, but it kind of feels like what was that?
No, we're good.
We both saw you like out of the corner of our eye turn kind of slow.
I was trying to make sure you guys were doing whatever you guys do and just carry on.
Well, sometimes we'd like to just call it out.
Trying to manage some other things while you guys were doing other things. So shut up and quit. Keep talking, damn it. This is a podcast.
We still talking.
We still going.
Do you need to go?
Oh, shit, no.
Okay, my bad.
I did not know what you were looking at me for. I was like,
No, I was looking over at you because I knew that you had a out time, so I didn't know if you needed to.
3:30-ish.
Okay, all right. Well,
We're at an hour and 7.
okay, so we'll wrap it up. We'll finish some things here. All right, I was just double checking. All right, everybody relax.
Man, Felix just ruining it all. Like we had a whole thing, and
By
he
just
just
making
like
sure our producer can
he
leave.
just needs to make it about me.
He's our guest, dude. You gotta treat him with respect.
Hold on, my name's in the title of the goddamn button.
Until now.
Whoa, no, hey.
That checks out with Gabe Taylor.
Did I just get fired? Did I just get fired from the podcast that I helped start? Hey.
It happens, dude. Sometimes you just
Look, man, the people have spoken. The people are rioting.
Want to kick me out of the band? The band is mine.
We're not hardcore.
No, you're not hardcore.
Unless you get hardcore.
Hardcore. But the legend of the Rent was way hardcore. Yo! Smoke machines. Light. Chimes.
So when are you guys covering that song on Echo Arcade?
Oh, it'll be at our show on the 24th.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Did I mention we have a show on the 24th?
Yeah.
Not the 25th, so it's fine. It's whatever.
It's like, but it's gonna go into midnight, right? So
It's going to be into midnight. That's a Thursday, dude.
I was going to say, I got to go to work the
I know.
next day.
I know I'm taking off the next day. I think
Good call.
Lane's not playing it though, so he still has to work.
I can't learn guitar that fast, so I'm out
Dang.
too.
I can. What's up?
There's a slight possibility that Augie can't make it because they're gonna be having a baby right around then.
Oh yeah.
My backups, I hit up Mr. Drew Mullen and
Shout out to Drew.
Yeah,
we used to play on
bro.
the same football teams back when we were
Dude.
kids. His mom was my music teacher.
let's go. Well, he
Back
told
in
me
the
he
day.
can't play, so
Well, fuck that guy.
I don't know if you want to say you know him.
Fuck himself.
We love
sorry,
you, Drew.
I'm
We
sorry
do
if
love
you're
you.
if
I
you're
don't know
watching.
Drew, but he sounds all right.
But also, fuck you.
But also, he's got good hair.
Also, he's a fantastic. I mean, we're not like the closest of friends. I just know the guy. I know that. I know
of
the name.
him. I've seen him
Yeah.
in public a couple times.
Yeah, I used to carve out paths for him to run through back in the day. You're welcome for not
Your
getting
initials
hit.
on the tree together and everything.
D plus F looks like DTF when you carve it into a tree. It's weird. It's
So he told me no, only because he's busy. And then Mr. Josh Peavy is also fantastic. Also told me no. So I'm actually
I
working
could get
on
you-
an acoustic set that's gonna be like
Okay.
if you imagine in the old days, like if New AM or Sounds of Silhouettes went acoustic,
Yeah.
it would be what this
That'd
would
be sick. So you'd have like kind of an ambient track with
Yeah.
some drums and shit.
I'll do some
Yeah.
loops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I have a backup plan I'm working on the moment this podcast ends.
Nice.
can I introduce you guys like the 1996 Chicago Bulls?
Of course.
Like to the I can't want on vocals and guitar. It's Taylor.
Trickle.
You're just trying to do a revival thing. He came to prove it.
Prove it.
prove it.
You know, if you play revival, we'll come up and we'll jump around and say like, who are those guys with Echo Arcade?
We're having it all night
just
revival.
both of us wall-eyed and drunk, just like guys, America.
And that's the only song we play while we're up there. Is just
Yeah, that's your whole set.
just that's it.
Because you have
36
to do
minutes
the
straight.
he
Yeah.
came to prove it.
Yep. I want to sing it again.
My mom's in the crowd. She came to prove it. Your mom just gets up on stage. She's like, yeah.
All right, Taylor. Where can people find all of your stuff on social media, Spotify,
Yeah.
whatever is out there?
I think the best way to find anything right now is just go to my Instagram, Taylor
Okay.
Trickle, because I linked all of it in my bio
Yeah.
because there is so much
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah. I know. We
Yeah.
were sitting here and I was like, God, he has a lot of Instagram accounts. I could barely manage two.
Yeah.
Dude,
They're
it's
just. Can you just
crazy.
have them scrolling across the bottom the
Yep,
whole time?
I can do
just
that.
like just
Like
on
take a
rotation.
Bottom line on
Yeah.
ESPN. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
need.
It's the scores. It's the handle and then how many followers each one has.
It's ticking up as the podcast goes. But yeah, no, it was. Thank you. I love you, buddy.
Yeah,
Of course,
dude.
love you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you helping us out with all the podcast stuff once again.
Yeah.
Go seek out everything that can be found on Taylor's
Yeah,
Instagram.
we'll put links down below
Yeah.
of all his shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, all our shit. Also,
when is this coming out?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah. Me and Taylor are going to see We the Kings on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, dog.
Ayo.
I'll probably be at home.
But you can go if you want.
I don't really want
You don't know, you don't like Check Yes Juliet? Check Yes Juliet. Are you with me?
And regardless, they're just amazing, even if you've never heard their stuff.
it was the same thing for Sum 41. If I decide to go by Thursday, we'll see. Anywho.
He's
the
tired
point-
right now.
It's fucking crazy, dude. But show at the Wave on the 18th. We're all closers now. Dead
Yes.
at 215. I'll be going up, doing some live comedy and whatnot.
If you
as a
want to send in
couple with the
questions
documentary.
too,
Yes.
if you're watching this and you're like, damn, that Trickster Will guy gets to send in questions all the time, I want to.
We'll kick him off directly for you.
We,
That guy
we,
go,
we
fuck you,
accept
Trickster Will. He's
questions.
sitting right there.
He's
Fuck
just consistently sending us questions, but we accept questions from anybody. So if you have a question, comment, suggestion, critiques, email us at that
hold on. I don't think I can take the criticism.
gmail.com. Oh, the critiques are going to spam, but if you need to get it out, like, okay.
If you'd like to write a strongly worded letter.
Well, with that being said, God bless you.
Well, hold on. If
Nope.
you have mean things to say,
Every
at Caleb Spencer 12.
Yeah.
Is that the,
Yeah.
Is that the?
Is there an underscore in there? Underscore 12.
Why'd you correct us? I hope this goes viral. And a lot of shitty things end up in his DM.
I like how every time I try to lead into the
Yeah, no, I'm
closer,
never
you're like,
done.
Wait.
I'm never done.
Okay.
Anyway, God bless you.
God keep you.
We out.
Let's go.
That was fun.
Hell yeah, dog.
I love that. My brain is